Hey YouTubers, Hankster here, and of course reporting some bad news. If you haven't heard yet, it was announced yesterday that Harold Ramis had passed away. Of course, he was just not only an actor, but he also was a very good comedy writer and wrote and got involved with numerous movie projects of the past 30 years, including, of course, Stripes, which co-starred him with Bill Murray, Caddyshack with Dan Aykroyd. He, of course, did, I think he was involved with the first National Lampoon's Vacation movie, and he was in more recent movies like Knocked Up. Of course, for all you science fiction, horror, and adventure fans out there, he, of course, will be forever remembered as Dr. Egon Spengler, the quirky, nerdy scientist who was one part of the Ghostbusters. Sort of a premonition to such notable and nerdy scientists of today from Big Bang Theory. He's sort of cut from the same cloth as those guys. As I said, now of course he's more noticeable that I'll always remember him as Egon Spengler. I never really saw Stripes, and I've seen National Lampoon's Vacation, but I'm not much into Chevy Chase films. Now, of course, there's been rumors and reports speculating for the past few years that they were going to be doing a third installment of the Ghostbusters movies. Even though, of course, a few years ago they did do a Ghostbusters video game featuring the original actors reprising their roles as the voices of their original roles from the movies into the game, which was pretty cool. I actually do have that game, by the way, for the Xbox 360. Now, of course, would that now die with Harold Ramis? Will that idea die? And, of course, it is ironic that he is dying in the year marking the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters. Now, of course, they did flash an idea in one of these reports that the Ghostbusters was coming back as a movie. Bill Murray, of course, was iffy at doing a third installment. He's not really much in doing sequels, even though he's done sequels before. I mean, he did Ghostbusters 2, he did Garfield 2, and of course, it was suggested that Bill Murray would play Peter Venkman as a ghost, and it would be a small part, and they would move on from there. Now, that would be interesting to do for Egon. Egon would be dead and passed on as a ghost, and he would probably still be there helping him out, much to the same level as Slimer. I even had a quirky idea of having to team up with Beetlejuice, being that in the original Beetlejuice movie, he was referred to as a bio-exorcist, sort of an opposite to Ghostbusting. He'd be a people buster, so it would be interesting if that would have been a team up, or maybe even a punishment from the Netherworld for what the Ghostbusters did to their kind. They would, now that one of them is a ghost, they would punish him to team him up with Beetlejuice and now take on humans in the same vein. But I don't know. But I have seen some pretty good artwork on Facebook as tribute to Harold Ramis as Egon. You saw a nice one with him as a ghost being sent into a trap while his friends are waving him goodbye and everything, which I really don't think that would be fitting for him. I think he'd still be around. I mean, if they can let Slimer team up with him and everything. I mean, Ghost Egon wouldn't be much different. I mean, he'd still be, an essential part of the Ghostbusters, especially he would be an insider now. So, we'll just have to see what they do with this project. Especially, it would hurt things, especially being that he was the writers, the creators of the series. So we'll just have to see about what they will do with this major vacuum. I really would like to see another Ghostbusters movie if they would do it in the same vein as at least the first movie. The second one was okay, but not as good as the first one, obviously. But I just wanted to make mention here on the Multiverse on the passing of Harold Ramis. He will be greatly missed in Hollywood, and of course, for all us Ghostbuster fans, he'll be greatly missed as Egon Spengler. And of course, stay tuned here for more news and reviews here on the Multiverse. See ya.